I'm Eve Simone, and I'm here with my pug Jackson. So today is the Oscars, so I thought it would be an opportune time to discuss Timothée Chalamet's recent comment about the opera and ballet. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And before I get into what I think of what he said or any of that, I want to jump ahead to the conclusion of this, which is basically asking you, what are you doing about it? Whether you agree with what he said or disagree, what are you really doing about it? Are you attending live performances? Are you supporting the arts? Are you supporting arts education? Are you learning to perform an instrument or to dance or to sing? I mean, it's easy to be offended by something, but what are you actually doing concretely to make a difference? So I can tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing this YouTube channel. I record the double bass here, and I believe that I've brought classical music to a lot of people who might not have heard it, especially when I was playing classical music on the electric bass. And, I also offered free double bass lessons, which unfortunately have not been I haven't been taken up on that for more than one lesson, but the offer is there. And, this is my way of increasing the potential audience for classical music and the arts. So anyway, back to his comments, about opera and ballet and their relevance. I have to admit, back when I played the double bass as a teenager, I kind of felt like playing in an orchestra was a bit of historical reenactment. Kind of the artistic version, playing the old war horses of the dead white European men. And, of course you could say, well, there's new music that's been commissioned. But what of that? I mean, and this is where I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss off a lot of people, but I really think a lot of the talent that in the past would have composed symphonic music has gone into Broadway and film music. And I often wonder what symphonies by those composers would sound like, But yeah, right. So new music is commissioned and etc. But then you might even ask, why am I talking about the symphony orchestra when what Timothy mentioned was opera and ballet? Well, to me, it's like if you're going to go big, you might as well include everyone. Like, why didn't he just say symphonic music, art museums, opera, ballet? Get all of the arts, up in a storm, right? So, I mean, I do think there is a bit of historical reenactment going on in the classical music world and in opera and ballet. And why is that? Well, in a lot of ways, that's what the audience is wanting to hear and is used to hearing. And we've failed people by not investing in music education to develop the audience and to make the arts relevant to people the way they have been in the past. My mother had music education in school. She actually listened to and got to learn about classical music in school. And I can assure you, by the time I was in school, that wasn't happening anymore. So, of course, things are going to be less relevant if they're less available. And beyond that, which is another thing I feel like I like doing on my YouTube channel. It's just like, I think all of this music and culture can just be part of your life. And it doesn't have to be a special occasion thing, and you don't have to wear a suit. I mean, for example, like back in the day, people would go to the opera and they'd, flirt and hang out and play cards and eat. And I mean, now if you go to the opera and you even take out your cell phone, I'm sure it's like a big problem, but wouldn't it be cool to have an opera performance where they just said, come as you are, and just like had like food and drink available and games, and people could be on their phones and just like everyone could just chill out, and it would just be like, I don't know, like going to the sports bar of classical music, like something fun. I mean, I know that's going to sound really disrespectful to a lot of people, but if the kings and queens of Europe could enjoy opera in that way, like, why can't we? Like, why does everything have to be so, sit in a chair and don't talk and clap only at the end? And it's just very uptight. Um, but yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't ti- I don't entirely disagree with what he said. And I think instead of people getting offended by what he said, they need to just think about what they want to do about it. Because, you know, will there be orchestras in the future? Will there be ballet in the future? I mean, will ballet even be accompanied by orchestras, or will it be accompanied by recordings? What's going to happen with opera? Like, you know, I hope that we all have long, healthy lives, and I hope that the arts are still here with us. But we can't just assume that they're going to maintain themselves. It definitely takes a lot of participation and enthusiasm. And yeah, like I said, I'd like to hear some of the film music composers. I'd like to hear some of what their symphonic works could be like, um, and I'd like to see arts education so that people can appreciate and enjoy the arts. And that the only time I don't want the only time people hear classical music is to be in passing when they listen to a cartoon. you know so here's hoping for that brighter tomorrow. I hope y'all enjoy watching the Oscars today. Bye now.